Hello and a very warm welcome to World This Week by Latest Laws. This is our weekly program, so subscribe and press the bell icon to get notified. My name is Monica Rahar and let's get started by having a look at Supreme Court this week. The Honorable Apex Court by a majority of 3-2 on Wednesday has held that the 102nd Constitution Amendment, which also led to setting up of the National Commission for Backward Classes, it took away the power of the state to identify socially and educationally backward classes under their territory for grant of reservation in jobs and admissions. Now we need to understand one thing here, that the 102nd Constitution Amendment Act of 2018, it inserted Article 338B, which deals with the structure, the duty and the power of the National Commission, and Article 342A, which deals with the power of the President to notify a particular caste as the social and educationally backward class, and the power of Parliament to change the list. So essentially, the top court held that only the central government can identify and include a community within socially and educationally backward class list. On Saturday, the top court set up a national task force to streamline oxygen allocation to states across the country. Several states have complained of crippling shortage of medical oxygen, with reports of deaths due to its non-availability coming from different parts of the nation. On Saturday, Chief Justice Ramana's bench ordered the police to take a leaf from the Supreme Court's judgment in the case of Arnesh Kumar and limit arrest during the COVID-19 crisis in order to prevent overcrowding in jails. It was also ordered not to order detention in a mechanical manner in cases involving punishment of less than or up to 7 years imprisonment. It further ordered special committees or high-powered committees to screen prisoners and release them on interim bail. In addition to these fresh releases, the court said that prisoners who were released on interim bail during the 2020 surge, they should be freed again forthwith. Taking note of the fatigue that is setting in among the existing doctors and healthcare staff who have been dealing with the COVID-19 crisis since March last year, the Supreme Court has recommended the Centre to make COVID services attractive to almost 1.5 lakh NEET PG aspirants and also to 2.5 lakh trained nurses by way of grace marks as an incentive. A PIL has been filed in the Apex Court seeking directions to convert the religious and charitable places that enjoy tax benefits into COVID care centres, as well as also to seize any further transactions with immediate effect and utilize their fund for COVID patients. The petition also requested for a district-wise data collection of COVID-19 patients across the country containing details of demand of oxygen, medicines, hospitalizations and demands of other COVID-related modalities. On Friday, the Bar Council of India wrote a letter to the Supreme Court to mitigate the effects of extreme COVID second wave to advocates, judges, their staffs and family members. The council has asked the court to treat the letter as PIL. Now let's proceed to the next segment of our news analysis and have a look at the Delhi High Court this week. Bombay High Court this week. Stating that over-reliance on imported drugs must be avoided, the Bombay High Court has asked the centre and the Maharashtra government to create awareness about suitable alternatives to foreign manufactured medicines like tocilizumab that can be used for treating COVID-19 patients. A division bench of the High Court recently, while allowing a writ petition, asserted that statutory authorities are required to function responsibly since the focus is on good governance, which depends on efficient, transparent and accountable delivery system. In order to facilitate international trade, the Director General of Foreign Trade, it consults various export promotion councils as well as trade industry bodies from time to time. Thus, the DGFT is required to act as a facilitator in favor of good governance. Now let's proceed and have a look at the Bombay High Court this week. Stating that over-reliance on imported drugs must be avoided, the Bombay High Court has asked the centre and the Maharashtra government to create awareness about suitable alternatives to foreign manufactured medicines like tocilizumab that can be used for treating COVID-19 patients. A division bench of the High Court recently, while allowing a writ petition, asserted that statutory authorities are required to function responsibly since the focus is on good governance, which depends on efficient, transparent and accountable delivery system. In order to facilitate international trade, the Director General of Foreign Trade, it consults various export promotion councils as well as trade industry bodies from time to time. Thus, the DGFT is required to act as a facilitator in favor of good governance. Now let's proceed with the miscellaneous segment of our news analysis. Now let's proceed to the miscellaneous segment of our news analysis, where we have a look at other important legal updates coming from India. In an interesting turn of events, Mohit D. Ram, the Standing Counsel representing Election Commission of India, against the murdered remarks which were made by the Madras High Court against the Commission, has resigned from his post as the Standing Counsel in the Supreme Court, stating that his values they are not in consonance with the working methodology of the Commission. Now, if we look at the factual background of the case, then it is as follows: that the Madras High Court had orally remarked that murder charges should be initiated against the official of the Election Commission of India. The remarks, they were not penned down in the order which was passed on the same day. However, it was massively reported in the media. Thus, the Commission appealed in the Madras High Court itself to refrain the media from publishing such oral remarks. The High Court, however, dismissed the plea. Therefore, the Commission approached the top court against the Madras High Court judgment. However, the Supreme Court has also dismissed the petition. After being suspended on Twitter for violating their policies, a new FIR has been filed against Bollywood actor Kangana Ranaut for allegedly spreading hate propaganda and inciting communal violence in West Bengal. Now let's proceed with the last segment of our news analysis, which is the international news. A top Pakistani court hearing the case of death row convict Kulbhushan Jadhav has asked India to cooperate in the legal proceeding over the matter, saying appearing before the court did not mean a waiver of sovereignty. A 3-member bench of the Islamabad High Court on Wednesday resumed hearing on the petition by Pakistan's Ministry of Law and Justice seeking appointment of a lawyer for Jadhav. An Australian court on Wednesday agreed to hear a challenge to the country's ban on citizens returning home from COVID-hit India. A federal court said it would urgently hear a case brought by a 73-year-old man living in Bengal who wishes to return. In Germany, only the biological mother is legally recognized as a parent, and her female partner must go through a formal adoption process to become the child's second parent, even if they are married, and this whole process takes years. Therefore, in this legal position, a lesbian couple which celebrated the birth of their first child has approached court to claim equal rights, challenging this entire proposition of law. That's all we have for this week. The link of all these news updates, they are made available for your kind consideration into the description section, and thank you for being with us.